Hey viewers, I picked up these RockShox Judy XCs. I got a real good deal on them, and so I figured I could use them on some bike at some point. But I don't know what's going on the inside, what the condition is on that. So I'm going to take them apart, clean them, lube them, and put them all back together and make a video of that. I'm going to start off by removing the stacks here. I'm going to use a 24 millimeter socket. This is 12 point. Preferable to use a 6 point if you have one, but I don't have one, so I'm going to use the 12 point. So these are plastic, so you want to be careful. You don't want to strip them out. And I'm just going to loosen them. And then once I get it loose, it should unscrew pretty easily. And I can pull the stack out there. And so there's the stack on the one side. And there's going to be a little bit of oil in here. So you want to make sure you have like a little pan or something here below the forks, especially for the next step. So I'm going to pull these out here, and I'm going to set these in the pan for right now, kind of like, because they're kind of real oily. And pull this stack out of there. Again, there's more oil there. Now next, on the bottom of the forks, there are a couple 5 millimeter hex bolts and some of these 5 millimeter Allen wrench here. And I'm going to loosen these just a little bit here. I don't want to remove them yet. Then I'm going to take a hammer or mallet and tap them up, and to free up the stuff inside the fork there. And then at this point, I can go ahead and remove these all the way. And you definitely want to have the oil pan down below here, because oil is going to come out of these, or can. Okay, and now I can pull these down. Okay, there's the oil. I can pull these off of there. Now I take these fork boots and slide these off and clean these up. Careful not to rip them. There we go. Next, I want to remove these plungers here from the uppers. So I have like a long screwdriver. If you don't have like a really long screwdriver here, you can use like a piece of coat hanger. And I'm just going to use this to push the plunger up, and I pull it out through the top here. And same thing with the other side here. Just push it up until I can grab it and pull it out like that. Now I can wipe down the outsides of these, get all the old oil and dirt and anything off of there. And I can also take something like a paper towel or a clean cloth and shove it down inside here like this. Then use something to push it back up out of here to clean out the insides of these. Got a piece of hanger here. Push this down. Okay, now I wiped off these plungers a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and reinstall these back inside here and just drop them down. But they're not going to go all the way through, so I kind of have to help them a little bit. So I'm going to use my screwdriver, kind of poke up through the bottom there, kind of push them up and kind of wiggle them around and try to get them to kind of fall out through the bottom here. There. And get the other one here. And get that down there like that. And now I'm going to reinstall the boots onto the uppers. Slide them up. Make sure you want to have kind of the wide opening here facing down. So slide these up all the way to the top, like that. Then you can wipe down the outsides of the lowers here. And one of the things you can also do is if you take a bit of cloth, you can shove it, kind of crumple it up and shove it down in through the lowers there. And then if you need to, you can stick something up here, like a bit of hanger, and kind of push it back out there. Be careful, there's like a little foam seal in here that can kind of pop out. If it pops out, just kind of carefully reinsert it back into there and try not to tear it. But it's like a little foam seal that kind of goes around in there. You can see it over here. This one popped out and I kind of pushed it back in. Now I need to lube down inside the lower tubes here. If you see this little white seal there, and then there's one down a little lower, I need to get some grease on those, plus just down in the walls in general inside there. And I definitely want to get some grease down in this upper part right up in here. So I want to kind of get a bunch of grease around in there. What I'm going to be using is Slickoleum. You can use SRAM Butter or Judy Butter if you have that, but this is what I'm going to use. And what I did was I have like an extension here, and I've taken a bit of old cloth and just rubber banded it to the end of the extension here, and I can just dip this down into the SRAM Butter like this, kind of get this nice and coated. Then with the SRAM Butter on the end of my little tool here, I can reach down inside the fork tube, the lower tube, and wipe this around on the inside there, focusing especially making sure I get some onto those seals down, the lower ones and the upper ones. And just wipe it around on the inside there. And do this on both sides. Get a bunch of grease down in there. And wipe it around down inside there. Wipe it around, get it on the seals. Like that. And then I want to make sure I get some grease up here around, just below this top seal here. Kind of pack that in there and get that on both sides. Around down in there. Like that. Now I want to rub some suspension oil on these uppers here. What I'm going to be using is SRAM Pit Stop High Performance Suspension Fluid. I got 5 weight here. This is a shop size jug of it here. They also sell in these little small things here, RockShox High Performance Suspension Fluid. This is 15 weight, but I'm going to be using the 5 weight. So I got a little bit poured out here, and I can just rub this around on here and get it around on the uppers here, like this, and get up a little bit under the boots here, like that. And then I'm going to slide the lowers back onto the uppers. Make sure you have the correct, have the right side of the fork facing the right way compared to the uppers here. I'm just going to carefully slide these up here like this into place. Now I'm going to reinstall these bolts into the bottom of the lowers here that'll screw into those plungers. But I'm going to use a little bit of a Loctite blue on here on the threads. And then I'll just kind of manually start these up into there like this. Then using a 5mm Allen wrench here. Go ahead and kind of tighten these down a little bit. And they'll be loose at first, but then they'll start to tighten up when the top part's going to get clamped down a little bit. And then I'm going to tighten them down to just about 60 inch-pounds, which is not super tight. Like that. Now I need to replace the oil in the forks here. Again, I'm going to use this SRAM 5-weight oil. I've got a little measuring cup here, and I'm going to put in 110 milliliters or 110 cubic centimeters of oil. Just pour it in through the top here. And that's 110 milliliters, 110 cc's in each tube. Now I'm going to replace the stacks into the uppers. And so what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of grease around the threads of these plastic caps here. And this is the SRAM Butter or the Slickoleum. And so I can kind of push this down and get this started threading in. And again on this one, the plastic part kind of goes down to the bottom, and put like a little bit of the Slickoleum on the threads here, like this. And get these started by hand. Make sure you don't cross thread them. Now I use my wrench to tighten these on, and you don't want to tighten them on too much because you want to strip them. They're just plastic, but just kind of tighten them up to they're a little bit tight, like that. Now just take a clean towel, clean up any excess grease around on the forks, and you're all done. Nice, clean, smooth moving suspension there. Anyway, hope you found this useful or interesting. If you did, please click like on my video. I always appreciate getting likes on my videos. It helps me out. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, click the big subscribe button and you'll see new videos as they come out. I always come out with new videos. And I'm also over on Facebook, RJ the Bike Guy. Go over there, like my page, and I post a lot of stuff over there. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.